Hey, run that shit up, Trey.
From industry news to mobile technology, leaks, and rumors, we cover tomorrow's tech news today. eSIM Tech News.
Yeah. Woo.
I just need my space right now.
Fresh off the G5 jet, I'm on my way to a brand new kit.
Welcome back, eSIM Studios podcast live stream, episode number 254. My name is Taylor Bell. I want to thank you and welcome you on this December the 14th, Saturday afternoon. Got some interesting stuff here for us today. Very interesting stuff. Got leaks galore. We have leaks galore. So we have iPhone leaks. We have Samsung Galaxy S25 leaks. And we'll jump back into the Pixel news, Google Pixel leaks and lineup here on this Saturday afternoon. So thank you everybody for joining me today. Sorry for had not streamed the last couple days. Just been very busy with getting some websites, trying to get some websites under control. So I want to remind everybody, if you miss, I'll release each individual leak as that we cover where you're watching this. I'm streaming across multiple YouTube channels, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, X. So wherever you're watching this, if you want to see the clips, individual clips of each topic, go to YouTube and search for eSIM Studios. You will find us there. That's our home base, essentially. That's where I upload and we have most of our content. Well, not most, all of our content, should I say. Let me get the banner rolling here. Let me expand my screen a little bit and we'll get underway. Hope everybody's having a good day today. I'm really waiting on this OnePlus 13 to get launched. I know it looks like it's not going to come out until at the beginning of the year. So we had indicated earlier in the year that they would schedule a early release for the OnePlus 13. They've already announced it, right? They've already got sales to try to get the stock of the OnePlus 12 out the door. OnePlus 12, OnePlus 12R, make room for the OnePlus 13, OnePlus 13R. But last year, I think their release date for the OnePlus 12 was 2 days after the S24 series, which I do not believe is a good release date. You get everybody, and it was 2 days after the S25 release, where you could actually pre-order them, right? Put your money down, pre-order one. I think they need to adjust that. If I were them, I would release it right now. Literally right now, this week of December, right before, or we're on the second week of December, but I mean at the beginning of December, so you can actually pre-order them and get them in hand before the Christmas holiday. Believe it or not, there's still some people that buy expensive gifts, although it seems like everything's more expensive nowadays. I think they need to get away from releasing essentially at the same time that the Samsung Galaxy S24, 25, 26, whatever you want to call it, is launched, because that definitely hurts their sales. Samsung's the more popular brand. However, you have a good case to make that the OnePlus 12, OnePlus 13, their flagship series, is a better deal than the Samsung, because you're basically getting everything Samsung's giving you in a phone, but it's just $250 cheaper, essentially. Or that's for the comparable as Plus model for Samsung, right? If you're going with the Ultra, which is basically $1,300, you're looking at $500 cheaper. Just not, but you're getting everything, all the flagship specs. It actually outperforms the Samsung Galaxy S series on benchmark tests. But you're getting everything just minus the S Pen for $500 cheaper. So it's actually a better deal going with OnePlus. It's the less known brand, but get it, you will love it. I guarantee you. I just think they need to get away from the launch date of Samsung. But don't have any new news in regards to the OnePlus 13. Just sitting here twiddling our fingers, just waiting. Now would be the perfect time to launch it. So I think they need to really take a hard look at that for next year's launch for the OnePlus 14. Let's do this. So there we go. We got, well, let me put it this way. With the new iPhone coming out, so I went back to look at just how long ago did we know and did we announce the new iPhone design. So as you go around the internet, everybody's saying, oh, there's a new iPhone design. iPhone's going to change your design. We were the first channel. Now, I don't like to brag, toot my own horn, whatever you want to call it, but I did the research yesterday. We were the first channel or first YouTube anything, or I guess you might have seen something on Twitter. I haven't gone back to look on Twitter, but at least on YouTube, right? That's our home base. We were the first channel to announce and or take a look at this new design. And that was 6 months ago, or basically almost 7 months, a few days shy of 7 months ago, that we announced that iPhone was going to switch to a new design. Now, iPhone, we were the very first channel to announce the iPhone 17 Air. So I don't want to beat a dead horse here and repeat it like a broken record, but iPhone is bringing in iPhone 17 Air. They're going to replace the Plus. You can get the iPhone 16 Plus, iPhone 15 Plus. Well, they're doing away with the Plus model, and they're inserting the Air model. So it's similar to a MacBook Air, iPad Air. This will be the iPhone Air. It's going to be a razor thin iPhone, right? So we were the first channel on that. And at that time, when we announced it 7 months ago, we did not know if Apple was going to just have let me make this clear. The iPhone 17 Air is going to look different than a typical iPhone, right? So typical iPhone's got your 3 camera setup like that right on the back. It's not going to look like that. The iPhone 17 Air is going to look like this, like a Pixel. Now, the camera array, so instead of having the triangular camera design, they're all going to be, all the cameras are going to be across the top, right? But so we knew that iPhone 17 Air was going to look different. What we didn't know 7 months ago is Apple going to just have the iPhone 17 Air look different, and then all the other iPhones, like the iPhone 17 Pro, iPhone 17 Pro Max, look like this with a different looking 17 Air? Or are all iPhone models going to resemble the iPhone 17 Air with the cameras across the top? Well, now it looks like we got confirmation, right? That all iPhone models are going to resemble the iPhone 17 Air. And we got some confirmation today. Now, Apple necessarily hasn't said anything, and they're not, but we have some underlying confirmation that all iPhone models are going to appear different, right? So when leaks come out for a reason. Whether it's political leaks, right? Like leaks from the White House, or in sports, right? You hear leaks, so-and-so is requesting for a trade. All leaks come out for a reason. Now, typically in the phone industry, when leaks come out, it's either through the company, right? So Google's been notorious. They leaked this Pixel design themselves probably 8 months before this device was released, right? Now, a lot of the leaks when it comes to new designs, you're going to get through the case companies. So how those leaks work is, I'm talking about a new design on a phone, right? So when Apple comes out, let's rewind and put ourselves 6 months ago, right, in the past. Apple will send a mold, basically a dummy unit of this iPhone 16 Pro Max. They'll send a dummy unit of all their models that they're going to release to these case companies. Now, these case companies will mold their cases to this phone so they can be ready on day one to sell their case and accessories for the iPhone or for the Samsung or for the Google Pixel. A lot of leaks come from case manufacturers, because when they're molding that case, a lot of the times the workers will sneak that dummy unit of that upcoming phone in their pocket. Oh, I gotta go to and they're on the assembly line, right, or whatever, wherever they're at. Yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom, pretend like they have to go take a piss, and then they snap pictures of this newly designed case for this newly designed iPhone or Samsung or Google. And then they'll essentially shop it around, and then you'll see companies or online publications. It's kind of like how TMZ does, right? They'll buy news, they'll buy pictures of celebrities in not so flattering circumstances. Now let's go to this new iPhone. So that's basically two ways of leaking. Now, this other leak, specifically in regards to this iPhone, I'm going to show you. I got tons of pictures, right? So, another leak is not only through the case manufacturer, but it's from the manufacturer, period. So, I got news this week that the iPhone 17 Air already entered production, and they're starting to produce some parts for the other models as well. Apple, I know they just released this, in September, iPhone 16 series. Well, leading up to a iPhone model, what Apple will do is they'll manufacture not millions of them, because we're still, September of next year, so we're still 9 months away, basically, from the launch of the 17 series. But Apple will manufacture maybe a few thousand of these, just to pass around in Apple at their headquarters, maybe so their board members, stuff like that, can use it. And that's where this leak comes from. So in the making of this new iPhone 17 model, a few thousand units, we got a leak that confirms this new design. So what am I talking about? Let me shut up and show you the proof. So here is the iPhone. This is what the iPhone 17 is going to look like. Just like that. Say what you want. Pretty close to this. Google Pixel. Damn, everything's reversed. Sorry. My dumbass. Everything's backwards, so whatever movement I make is jacked up. Okay. Pretty close to the Pixel, right? Now, I'm going to get into how this not infringes in a legal way, but infringes in a not in a literal way, but it'll infringe on this design down the road. Now, before we get into that, Let me show you what I mean as far as a leak from a manufacturer. So as you know, Apple has a bunch of different suppliers, right? Apple doesn't, although they want to make every single part and piece of the iPhone, just a simple fact that they don't. Now, they're slowly kind of getting to that, right? They're making their own modem, which hadn't gone well. But the display, I'm sure they want to make their own display. Now, they've notoriously purchased all their displays from Samsung, but they're trying to get away from Samsung. I wouldn't be surprised maybe 5 years from now, Apple manufactures their displays and a large majority of parts inside here. So Apple will manufacture the CPU, the RAM, but they don't manufacture little parts like the speaker, right? Or maybe the little screws, right? That just, for example, and another part that they source, right, that they get another company to make for them, is the mid-frame. So the mid-frame is the structure of the phone. The mid-frame is technically, let me get this out here. The mid-frame is technically the frame of the phone minus the back glass and the front glass. So the mid-frame, the mid-frame is this part, is the center part. It's like the chassis of a vehicle, right? Or the frame of a vehicle. Of course, you have the doors, the windshield, the tires, but that's not the frame of the vehicle. The frame of the vehicle is the steel where everything connects to, right? Well, the mid-frame for an iPhone, they get it where everything connects to. They get it sourced from another company that manufactures that. Well, look what we have here. Look what popped up. So that is the mid-frame of the new iPhone 17. iPhone 17. Now, that's not the mid-frame to the new iPhone 17 Air. The iPhone 17 Air is razor thin. We're talking about like 4 millimeters thick. Because I was like, well, damn, when I saw this, I was like, well, is that the mid-frame to the Air or to the to a regular iPhone? Because that would, you know, if I determined this was the mid-frame for the iPhone 17 Air, the razor thin one, well, then the question would still remain. The question that I brought up earlier would still remain. Is Apple just going to produce this different looking iPhone just for the Air, iPhone 17 Air, or are they going to apply this new design to all the units, to all the models? This is how I know this applies to the all units. So this new design that you see up there will apply to all units, meaning the iPhone 17 is going to look like that. The iPhone 17 Air obviously is going to look like that. We know that. The iPhone 17 Pro is going to look like that, and the iPhone 17 Pro Max is going to look like that. Because look at the frame, look at the mid frame of this. Do you see how thick it is? Now, when I say thick, I mean how high it's sitting up off of the table. If that was the iPhone 17 Air, which is razor thin, the iPhone 17 Air is going to be half the thickness of a regular iPhone. And when I say thickness, I'm talking about like that. It's going to be that. It's going to be half the thickness of that. So that would mean it's not going to sit up off of the table, but just a few millimeters. That is what we're looking at right now, the mid-frame of the iPhone 17 on the bottom picture. That thickness, meaning how high it's sitting up off the table, is the regular thickness of a phone, which is about 8.4 millimeters thick. So that tells me Apple has the supplier, somebody that manufactures the mid-frame for Apple for this new iPhone 17 model, was like, holy shit, this is the mid-frame to the new iPhone. Same deal. Oh, I got to take a piss, and then they go to the bathroom or whatever. Or when their bosses walk out of the room, they'll take their cameras out and start taking pictures of it, and then they shop it around. Right? I didn't pay for this, but that solves our question. That answers our question. So this design change will be applied to all iPhones, which is a pretty drastic change. Now, we've seen Apple with this design for, well, let's see, since the iPhone 11, right? What did the iPhone 10 look like? Sorry, got a brain fart today. iPhone X. It had the up and down. Okay, so we're not going to count that. So from the 11, so iPhone 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So for 6 years, they've had this design. We've always wondered when they're gonna get away from that. And this upcoming 2025 is the year. Tim Cook was interviewed this week, and he said expect a new generation of iPhone. Now, he said that earlier this week, and I was like, new generation of iPhone. And then this picture came out today, and I was like, that's it. That's what he's talking about. New generation means new design, new look, new feel. Now, another piece of information. This is not going to be titanium. Apple's getting away from titanium, and it's going to be an aluminum built, an aluminum composite, not 100% aluminum, but it will be mostly aluminum built. Well, for one thing, titanium costs more, so it's possible. Look, everything, all costs, it sucks, are rising. Gas, food. If you've tried to build a home in the past few years, the cost of lumber has skyrocketed. So titanium is another component, is another material where the prices have skyrocketed. So enable to cut costs for Apple so they can push that savings down to the consumer. That's why I believe they're going to go back to aluminum. Now, you're never going to hear them say why, right? Apple's very notorious for just putting stuff out and don't really explain themselves. But remember, everything comes down to money. Everything comes down to money. So to keep the prices the same, so if an iPhone 7, if they want an iPhone 17 Pro to cost the same to the consumer as the iPhone 16 Pro did, they have to cut costs somewhere, right? If the cost of titanium is going up by 24%, well, they would have, if they continue to use titanium, they would raise the cost of the iPhone to offset the manufacturing costs, correct? So I think that's why they're going back to aluminum. Not a big deal, right? Aluminum's not as strong, not as sturdy as titanium. However, you can get away with it, right? A lot of phones are made with aluminum. Now, you have to be very careful, especially with the iPhone 17 Air, it being so thin. Do you remember the iPhone, what was it, iPhone 6 or 6S? Do you remember bend gate? The iPhones that would notoriously bend. So a lot of people that put their phones in their back pocket, like I do, like when you get out of your car or whatever, and you're in a parking lot, and you throw your phone in your back pocket as you get out of your car and walk into the store. Well, a lot of phones that were aluminum were being put in their back pocket. People go to sit down in their car, and that's where you get where it gets bent. Now, I think they will be very smart with how they construct this new iPhone 17 that's made of aluminum. I don't think we'll see a Bend-to-Gate 2.0. We could, but you would think that they would be mindful of that and try to design it in such that it has structural integrity, right? What do y'all think? Do y'all like it? You know, when I first saw this design, I was like, damn, what the hell are they doing? It looks so weird. And then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I think I like that design. And then I was thinking, I was like, damn, you know what? That looks like a Pixel. What the hell are they doing? Now, before people claim, before the Google Pixel fans, and let me show y'all something. Yes, we are hashtag Team Pixel. Before Pixel fans accuse Apple of copying them because you know what'll happen. There's just a very minuscule number of Pixel fans compared to iPhone users. iPhone users are going to say, no, we didn't copy Pixel. It's at the very top, right? Our camera bar going across horizontally is at the very top. Y'all's are, the Pixel is kind of towards the top, but it's not all the way at the top, right? Right? That's what they're going to say. And then I started thinking about Pixel and about, these are random thoughts that I have in my head that go throughout the day. Good or bad, I don't know, but let me, give you some insight to what I was thinking yesterday. So I was thinking to myself, I wander off in my brain, and I'm like, I was thinking, I wonder where Google's going to go with this design, because bear with me for a second. Because this is a absolute beautiful looking phone. Beautiful looking phone. They hit a home run with this. It's like when Apple first designed this iPhone, right? With this look. It's when they landed on, and that's why they stuck with it for 6 years. Because it looks good. It's visually appealing, right? It looks like a very nice phone. Simple, elegant, beautiful phone. Well, Google nailed it with this one. Elegant looking, beautiful designed device. It just visually appealing. It's just a pretty phone. It feels so good in your hand. Pause. And I started thinking, well, shit, Google can't stick with this for 6 years, right? I mean, where are they going to go from? How could they make a design look better than this, right? And I was thinking, you know what they'll probably do? Because I think they're going to stick, because we have case review, we do have a case from the Pixel 10. Let me show you. So this is a case from the Pixel 10. Looks about the same, right? Camera cutout, just looks a little bit thicker, but roughly the same camera. So that's the Pixel 10. So I started thinking, well, so if they're going to stick with this design for the Pixel 10, probably stick with it with Pixel 11. I would now with a couple of minor changes here and there just to say it's different, but it's really not. Can't fool us. But after the 11, I would expect them to make a change, a little more drastic change. It looks similar, but drastic enough, because here's what happens when you stick with the same design for so long. People don't want to buy your phone, right? Like how many times have you heard people say, oh, the new iPhone's out, you're going to get one. And you hear people say, yeah, it's basically the same phone. And they've said that 5 years in a row. Well, it hurts sales, honestly. If you go look at the iPhone 16 series, the sales for that they're down. The sales numbers are down pretty significantly. So Apple they saw the writing on the wall. Right? The writing is on the wall. They have to do something to switch it up, because if they continue to have this design, sales are going to go lower, lower, and lower. Well, Google might find themselves in a similar position 2 years from now. So I was thinking, you know what I bet Google does with this design after the Pixel 11? So probably the Pixel 12 series. What I think they're going to do is this camera bar right here. I think they're going to raise it all the way to the top. I think they're going to take this camera bar and raise it to the top. Now, I'm making this point because I want to be very, very clear. I'm talking to you, Apple fanboys, right? Google had this design first, because if and when Google raises this camera bar to the top, it's going to resemble something like this. Like that iPhone you see up there. It's going to resemble that, because Apple took this design and just raised it to the top, and obviously there's no sensor, there's no island. Their camera island is essentially cooked in to the frame of the phone. Now, if and when Google raises their camera bar up, you're going to hear a bunch of Apple fanboys say, oh, Google, Pixel, they copied the Apple design, this and that. No. Google had this design first. Y'all copied Google. the iPhone copied Pixel. I just want to make sure everybody's clear. Now, it doesn't affect me. I actually kind of like this iPhone look now that I think it kind of looks like a Pixel. I just want to, make it clear that Apple's actually copying Google. But look, they all copy each other. So it's, again, I'm not losing any sleep over it. No big deal. But that'll do it for the iPhone. If you got any questions, shoot them in the comments. Do you like it? Do you not like it? But again, just wrapping this up, with the leak of this manufacturer right here of the mid-frame, basically confirmed that that's going to be the design for the entire iPhone 17 lineup. So this is confirmed. This is what they're going with. So whether you like it or not, that's what we're going to get next year. Now, I'm going to get one. I think I haven't really used mine much, but whatever. Okay. Now, what is going on, man? Apple's desperate for a change. Boy, they are. They sure are. What's going on, brother? Hey, I'm gonna ship your PC out here, okay? I got you. I meant to text you that yesterday, but I forgot. I'm gonna do it. I got it right here in the box. Excuse me. So Apple can make. Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's all about making. It's all about making money. Yes, Jerry Rig. Everything is going to have fun with this new aluminum frame. I'm sure it'll snap in half, right? I mean, I know last year's, what did he have? He had the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and when he did the bend test, it cracked the glass on the back. The iPhone 16 Pro Max survived that, so they reinforced the frame of the iPhone, but they are going to go back to aluminum. And you all know what that means, right? Crush it like a Coke can. So we'll have to wait and see. It'll definitely be must-watch. It'll be a must-watch video. I like it too. Apple invented it. Yep. Yeah, I like the visor as well. It's a classic design, man. Really, really, really good-looking phone. I've been using these phones without cases in the home. When I leave the house, obviously I'll put a case on them. But check this out. They just came in. That's the silver. Now, what do y'all think with Samsung? Because here's the thing. Samsung, which let me show you what the S25 is going to look like. Let's move on to Samsung. At some point, Samsung is going to have to change their design. They've been stuck. This is the S24 Plus. At some point, they're going to have to move on. What are they going to do? Are they going to do a Pixel-like camera island, but instead of it being across the top, are they going to do it across the bottom? Not across the bottom. Are they going to do it vertically? Like have all these camera sensors placed in a camera island, sort of like the Pixel here, just instead of going horizontally, it'll be vertically up and down. They might, but it's going to create a lot of wobble on the countertop. So whenever you're texting or your alarm's going off when you're trying to do the alarm, the phone's like, wah, 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 wah. I freaking hate that. That's why I like the Pixel. There's no wobble at all, because when it goes across horizontally, it acts as a foundation. It does not wobble. iPhone, it wobbles. Samsung, it wobbles. You don't like it? Of the Samsung you're talking about? Let's see. Let's show you. Let's move into Samsung real quick, and then I'll get it. Actually, you know what? Since we're talking about Pixel, I know I showed these briefly the other day, right? But let me show you. So we went into the Pixel 10. So obviously this is what the Pixel 10 is going to look like. Let me show you what the Pixel 9a is going to look like, and could Google possibly start kind of morphing and transforming the way that their phones look possibly like the Pixel 9a, right? Is that a possibility? Yeah. Pixel 9 XL. I love it. No wobble whatsoever, man. Let's go into the, so that's the Pixel 10, right? Let's get into the 9a. Does everybody know 9a? Now, I wonder, would Google potentially reduce the camera island and essentially make it non-existent? Because a camera island would incorporate the flash and the what is that, TOF, field of view, what does that stand for? Time of flight, shit, I don't know. Sensor, right? Although here's what's going to be preventing them, Google I mean, from switching to a non-island it's going to be the periscope. Sorry. It's going to be the periscope lens. I actually hit mute. Right? So the periscope lens on the back of here, that's sort of why this camera hump is pretty thick. See how high it sets up off the back of the phone? I guess you can get a good look right there. See how high it sets up? That's the periscope lens. So the if you look at the back of your phone, the sensor that looks like a rectangle, which is this one right here. I don't know if you can see it in the light or not. I guess it's hard to see on camera. Oh, there you go. You see that rectangle on this sensor right here? All this one and this one are circles. This one and this one are circles. The periscope lens, the one that looks like a rectangle, that is very thick, meaning it sits back. It's a multi-layered sensor. So they can't get something up right. These circled ones are pretty thin, right? Like you can fit those inside of a phone, kind of like how the Pixel 9a is right here. Actually, this is a better. You see how it's flush, how it's flat with the back? That's because there's no periscope lens. When you put a periscope lens, a periscope sensor into your device, it's very, very thick. That's why you get a big camera hump like this. The 9A series is not going to have that periscope lens, so you can have it sitting flush. That's why I don't think they'll go towards that 9A look, meaning the sensors will be flush with the back, because if they do put a periscope lens in the device, it's going to have some sort of camera bump on the back. So we got the 9A. Looks pretty nice. I'm not a user, although I do buy. I'll tell you what the 9A, what the A series is good for, is for like family members, right? So I bought everybody in my family a 9, well, not a 9, sorry, a series. So I think I got a Pixel 7A. Anyways, I have a couple of 7As and a couple of Pixel 8As. They're perfect for family members, right? It's a Pixel. It's going to get updated monthly. It gets better every month, right? Unlike iPhone, that gets, well, it doesn't get worse every month, but they've been found guilty of degrading the performance of their iPhones as they get older. Google, Samsung, anything running Android's the opposite. It gets better as time goes on. So I think that's why you're going to continually see a camera bar on the back of the flagship Pixels. But the A series is a very, very good Pixel for people that don't care as much about their phones as we do, or it's a really, really good second phone. So if you have to have a second phone, like as a business phone, or say your company gives you an iPhone, right? You have a company phone, but you want to carry a personal phone around and you don't want to spend an arm and a leg. The A series is a perfect phone for a second phone or a family member. So now let's get into Samsung. So Samsung Galaxy S25 series right around the corner, right? Do we have an official launch date? I don't know if we do, but I think it's either going to be where you can pre-order them, right? Where you can jump online and pre-order it. I believe it's either the 15th of January or it's the 22nd of January. Right around there, right? Within that week. So that's a month away. We're about 4 weeks away, and what do you know? These devices are already being produced. So they're already in the manufacturing plant. They're already starting to crank them out, because remember, when you get to pre-order time, companies like Apple, companies like Samsung, they got to have millions of these produced already, right? When they go up for sale, so they can get ready to ship them out. They don't just start making them when these go up for sale. So lucky us, we got some pictures, and let's see what it looks like. Okay, I got more. Don't worry. This is just a teaser. So we have S25 and white. Let's see what it looks like in a white and black. Pretty similar, right? Not much changed, but why fix something if it's not broken? Here is the black. So this is the black S25 Ultra. Pretty similar. Now it's gonna basically look the same. I think, only tech nerds like ourselves would be able to see a change or a difference if you held the S25 Ultra compared to an S24 Ultra. S24 Ultra, very, very, very sharp right angles. So each corner is it's like a sharp 90 degree angle on every freaking corner. On the S25 Ultra, damn, I got everything backwards. That you see here, whatever, you get the point. Rounded corners. So it's basically going to look like this S24 Plus, just bigger, and it'll come with an S Pen. But same design, pretty freaking close. Obviously it'll have 2 extra little camera humps back there, but design wise, going to look just like the S24 Plus, right? Now, I like the white color. All we've gotten leaked is the white color so far. But here's black. Let's take another look. And there's a couple different angles from the front of the phone, and then top, bottom, side to side, which looks nice. And you know what I was thinking? I'm glad these companies, if there's one thing I could change about my Pixel, one thing, I wish oh shit, that's not the Pixel. I was like, wait a second. The sides. I don't like the shiny. I love this design. The only thing I would change is I don't like the shiny border around the phone. I wish that if you got a black Pixel, I wish the outside of the phone was black as well, right? The black, or whether you got a white phone, I wish it would be white on back and white on the sides, right? It looks like, it appears this S25 Ultra is going to follow that design. So you're going to get a black phone with the same color match on the sides and the top and the bottom. Now let's go to white, right? Let's see what white looks like. So here's white. Now it appears the white is not going to wrap around to the sides, but at least it's not shiny. I don't want anything shiny. You can see fingerprints easy. And plus, have any of y'all ever used a phone with a shiny border, and you've used a case on your phone for, I don't know, a month or two, and you take that case off of your phone, and this is only on a shiny bordered phone. So you take that case you've had on your phone for about a month or two, and you look at the side of your phone, and you're like, what the hell? It discolored my phone. Well, that's unfortunately what happened to this Pixel. I don't know if y'all can see it. I may have to do a separate video on this. I don't think you can see it in the right lighting. Oh, right there. You'll see how it discolored? You see how right here between the excuse me, I'm stupid. Between the power or Type-C port and the speaker, you see how it's discolored? Now, I don't know who this is. I don't know. Y'all know I do a lot of business with case companies. Honestly, I have no idea which case did that. I switch cases like literally daily. So I don't know. Maybe it was all of them. Shit, I don't know. But I don't know if there's one case that discolored my phone, but it's very annoying. Well, there's nothing on this side. Let's see what other side. Let's see what else we got. See that right there? There's that 5G and that antenna band up here is a different color than the frame of the phone. When I got the phone, they were the same color. Now they're different colors. It's just little stuff like that that kind of pisses me off. See what I'm saying? Like the 5G antenna band's a nice shiny color, and this is all jacked up. So it's little stuff like that that just really bothers me. Maybe I'm OCD. I'm sure some people don't even think about that. See how it's kind of the buttons in the side are discolored? When I got it, this was all the same color. Now it's all different. And that's from using a case, right? Or cases. Up, you see right there? Perfect example. You see this right here? See how this is this, and then you move over here and it's a different color? There's a little strip, and that's where the case covers. Anyways, that's why I wish it was not shiny. Just for that specific reason. Plus, it looks better too if it's the same color on the sides. But when you have shiny sides in Google, I know y'all are subscribed to my channel. I know some Google employees watch the channel. Please, please, please forward this to the higher ups in the Pixel division. That little part where I showed the discoloration. Very annoying. But it bugs the hell out of me. And maybe I am OCD. I don't know. But whatever. So, getting back to Samsung. So here's your white S25 Ultra. And let's look at it from a different angle. So there you get the top, you get the bottom, you get the left, you get the right, and the front of the device. So looks pretty nice. Again, not a drastic change, but certainly a change, right? It's not a drastic change, but it's something, right? It is a change. I like it. I don't know. I think it looks good. But it takes me back to that. It takes me back to the question we started with. How long are they going to stick with this design? Because let's see, Samsung introduced this design. They basically had it on the S21 Ultra, but they did have a camera island over there. They just removed the camera island, and the sensor stayed in the same place for the S22 series. So you have the S20, we'll just say S22, S23, S24, S25. So that's 4 years. Remember, Apple's going on 6 years with this one. So I don't know. I was assuming we were gonna see a design change with this one. Now, I think I reported or put a video out there maybe about 8 or 9 months ago saying that Samsung was looking to change the design. Obviously, we got leaks of this phone and no design change, so that went out the window. But they're thinking about it, right? I think they have these same discussions that we do on YouTube, in person, online, on Reddit, whatever, on X. They're human. They're thinking the same thing we are. And remember, it's all about money, right? So as soon as they see the sales drop off, that's going to be one of the first things that they change. Well, maybe they're getting stagnant. The consumer is getting stagnant to this design language. Maybe we need to switch something up. Maybe we need to make it a little more sexy, a little more sleek, interesting looking, appealing, visually appealing. I think this will be the last year. I don't have any info. I don't know. I think this will be the last year that they keep this design. Now, again, where do they go from here? I have no idea. Now that Apple is taking the look of a Google Pixel, I doubt they're going to have something that's going to look like this or have the camera bars horizontally across the top. I don't think they're going to, because then they would really get called out for copying not just a Pixel, but Apple as well in the iPhone. They would really get called out. Yeah, that would not be good PR. So I think the next best thing, the next logical thing would be put them back in a camera island, right? Just not as big and as fat as the S21 Ultra. That thing was like half the side of the freaking phone. But they can do a nice little sleek camera island. I guess wasn't there like the Samsung A51? Didn't that have a camera island that went vertically up and down on the left side? I think there was an A series. But they can make it look nice. I don't know where they go from here. Maybe they put it on the other side of the phone. Shit, I don't know. Who knows? I just don't like the big. Now, who does that huge circle in the back? Vivo. I'm not a big fan of the circle. Look, I'm just getting used to the OnePlus circle on the back of those phones, and that took me about a year to kind of slowly accept the design. It looks like a big ass kitchen stove on the back of your phone, right? It looks like a burner on your stovetop burner. I'm just not a big fan of that huge circle right in the middle. I think Xiaomi's doing that now. They would get called out for copying them, but look, there's only so much you can do, right? How many different designs are you going to throw on a phone to look different? There's not that many options. If you go circle, they're going to call you out for copying Xiaomi, Vivo, OnePlus, what have you. If you go horizontally across the top of the phone, you're going to get called out for copying Apple, for copying Google. So, and when you make big changes like that, like if you move the camera sensors from this side, let's say they just flip-flop the sides, right? Think that would sound easy. You just put them on the other side. So instead of having them here, what if the S26 series, they had them over here? Well, that actually can be more difficult than putting them across the top because of the internal components, right? So your CPU and your motherboard sits right here. Well, you can just flip-flop everything. I guess theoretically you could, but it's just not that easy, right? Plus, it would kind of look the same anyways, right? I mean, some people don't know the difference, right? Left side, right side. It would kind of look similar. So I think there's not that many options. I think that one of the only things they can do is just put a camera island, like something pixel-like, but just have it going up and down, right? And incorporate these three sensors, put them back in a camera island. I don't know. But that would kind of be like going in reverse for Samsung because, again, they've already had a phone with a camera island vertically encasing those sensors. So I don't know where they're going to go from here. You're kind of, I'm not going to say stuck, but who knows? Look, that's why they get paid the big bucks to design stuff like that. And we'll definitely be here to judge whatever option, however they make it look, we'll be right here judging them. So it is what it is. I bought the first Pixel, have never bought anything else since. Well, you're in the right spot because me too. I've had not only, so check this out. So I've had I take that back. I'm going to say I've had every Pixel ever made, even the Pro to the XL. I have not gotten the Fold. I kind of slowed down these last 2 years, but from the Pixel, I had the Pixel XL, the first one, and I've had every model, big or small, up until the 8 series, where they went with the full. You know what I'm saying. But not only that, I've also had every Nexus ever made, right? I jumped in on the Nexus train when they first started. I was like, wow, Google's making. You know what? I had the G1. Many might not remember. This is when I'm kind of dating myself here. Not sure how old you are. The very first phone Google put out, even before a Nexus. This is like when cell phones were like literally just starting to go from a cell phone to a quote-unquote smartphone. This is when like the Sidekick was out, the T-Mobile G1. Now it wasn't Google branded, but it was made by Google, and that's why it was called the G, as in Google One, Google's first phone. Oh, you're in your 60s? Okay, well, maybe you remember. I'm not that far behind you. I'm 42, but had every Pixel, every Nexus, but I've also had every Samsung flagship phone dating back to the first Galaxy. I've had a lot of phones. Probably way too many. But Google, they're getting, before I close this out, Google's getting in the right, they're in, how do I say this? And I'm being honest, they're not there yet. And I mean, I say that because I'm judging them on, which probably unfair to judge them on perfection, right? So there is no perfect phone. There's always going to be something you like or something you don't like on the phone that, damn, if they could have just done this, it'd be a perfect phone. You know, it's one of those things where it's like my example for this one. It's almost perfect, but I don't like the shiny sides. I wish, you know, it's a different color. But me, from a editor standpoint, I've actually stopped using my Pixel to edit. Now, take that with a grain of salt, because it can edit videos. It's just when you have an iPhone that has a very, very powerful CPU, and I have a Samsung that has a powerful CPU, much more powerful than the Pixel, I've just stopped using my Pixel to edit photos, edit videos, stuff like that. I still think the CPU is basically the only thing holding the Pixel lineup, holding them back. Now, it doesn't suck. It's not trash. It is a very good performer if you don't edit videos, if you don't play games. Like I don't play games. I haven't downloaded a game from the Play Store in, I don't know, probably 7 or 8 years. I just don't get, it's just not my thing. If you're a heavy gamer, especially on your mobile phone, Pixel is not going to be your first choice. But that's not the majority of people. For the majority of people, the Pixel is the absolute best phone you can buy. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't play games. It obviously does. But when you compare it to an iPhone with a stronger processor, with a Samsung with a stronger processor, those might be better choices for, and I'm talking about heavy gamers, or if you're a video editor. If Google can just get, now I know coming down the line we have the Pixel CPU, the G5 and the Pixel 10 and the G6 and the Pixel 11. We've seen performance charts for the upcoming TSMC made new CPU that's going to come in the Pixel 10, and there's kind of slight improvements, and you'll see a bigger jump in performance on the Pixel 11, and that's why I'm not that concerned, or I'm not that worried, right? Like, they are behind right now, and but it doesn't suck by any means. It's not a bad CPU. It's just there's some better options if you're a heavy video editor, if you're a gamer, right? But best all-around phone, Pixel is the way to go, and it always has been, and knock on wood, hopefully it always will be. I'm always going to have one in my pocket no matter what. I love having stock Android. Well, it's technically not stock Android, but you know what I mean. Cameras are second to none, right? Nothing can beat a Pixel camera. Video quality is getting much better. Oh, I forgot. Speaking of editing videos, I shot a really good example of the night mode in video night mode, where oh my god, I totally forgot I did that. I need to get this video together. It is undescribable of what Google's doing when it comes to stuff like that. I need to put that out, so please be on the lookout for that. I shot it the other night, and because it takes a few hours. They send it to the cloud to process, and then it'll notify you when it's ready. But that's 4 or 5 hours after you shoot it. So I just shoot it and forget it. Well, that's one of the good examples of why their CPU is not quite there yet. On the Pixel 10, on the Pixel 11, your device should be strong enough, your CPU should be strong enough to where it'll actually process that video on device. So in the future, you're not going to have to send that night mode video to Google servers, them process it, and then they shoot it back to your phone, and then it's ready to view. It takes 3, 4, 5 hours. In the future, it'll be on device. And that's a good example. Their processor isn't as powerful enough to just do it on device right now, but they will be, right? They will be in the future. So I'll be a Pixel user for life. But I just can't believe I forgot I recorded that video. So I know what I'm doing after this. So that'll do it for today. I'm right at an hour, so let me get out of here and let me edit this video. It's cool. I'm going to put it together, so be on the lookout. What I'm going to do is a layer of these videos. So it'll be 2 different videos, but you'll see both of them running at the same time. They'll just be side by side, and one will be with video night mode and one will be without video night mode, to give you a good comparison so you can really tell, compare and contrast just how well this Pixel is, just how badass these cameras are. Best camera phone you can buy. So that'll do it. Appreciate the time. Thank you very much. And yeah, so please subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And we live stream almost every day. I've been really busy with building some websites, but we live stream almost every day, and then I upload. I got some unboxings and some reviews down here. So very busy over here at eSIM Studios. So I'll let y'all go. Thank you for your time. Please have a safe and enjoyable rest of your Saturday afternoon, and see you again tomorrow. Appreciate it, guys. Peace. BlackBerry. Thanks.